that was some exciting music to lead us in, wasn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
man.
Dude. MarineKing, what's the deal? He's not winning any games. He's winning one game on a map that really favored his style that he's been trying to play. But other than that, GanZi's just been all over him. And MarineKing hasn't been playing bad, you know? It's just GanZi's been playing better. He's just basically outplayed him almost every game.
Yep.
Yeah,
and something I think that isn't entirely the reason, but may have something to do with it, is we've seen that GanZi has taken control of the air every single game, and then he's used that to his advantage. Having a bunch of Vikings doesn't do any good unless you use that either by gaining vision for your tanks or by gaining protection for your Banshees, etc. So, but that's what GanZi's been doing every time. In the one game that MarineKing did take control of the air, he ended up winning, although that was a crazy game anyway. Let's go ahead and get into the next game, though.
Here we are on lovely GSL Belshire Beach. Our Red Terran player, if he wins this game, he is the Code A champion from the Team Slayers. Looking unstoppable, he is known as
Slayers GanZi.
There we go. And that must be his notebook that tells him how to beat MarineKing. It's worked pretty well so far. And over on the left side of the map is our other Terran player from the team, Prime.we. He needs to win this game to stay alive in this best-of-7 mole trap. He is
MarineKing Prime.we.
Yeah, man. Earlier you were like, well, he needs to win this game. Well, I guess he doesn't need to.
Now he
but
does.
now he really, really needs to.
He actually needs to win this game. Yeah,
he
there's
actually
like no
needs to
option
win
anymore.
all the games now from now on. Otherwise, he's going to be the
that is sparkly.
Lee Jong-hoon, MarineKing. That is cool.
Oh. I want my name on one of those things. Thanks to Pepsi and G-Skill for sponsoring GSL Code A.
That's right.
Been a very entertaining series so far, I would say. Definitely a kind of a showcase of GanZi's skills.
Yeah, man, he has been impressing me a lot this series.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of thought, well, you know, if somebody asked me about Slayers GanZi, I was like, well, he's a good Terran. He's got some solid results. He's a good player. But after today, after really watching these matches, it's like, wow, he's actually becoming one of my favorite Terrans to watch.
No, you're right, man. I feel the same way. Like, a few days ago, or maybe, I guess maybe a week or two ago, before his... I would have said, like, oh, GanZi, he's, like, solid.
Well, you were predicting him to lose last week.
I was predicting him to lose last week, man. But I've really been impressed by him this series. You know, I'm hard to please as a fan. Hard to impress. So last week I still wasn't completely impressed, but... What's that? I didn't hear you.
He's complaining about how hard to shop for you it is.
That's right, man.
It's like, I get you a nice tie, and you already have that tie.
You get me good control, and I'm like, no, I wanted multitasking and control.
It's just impossible.
Yeah.
It's a mole trap that has everything.
Anyway, so GanZi has really been impressing me with his really good positioning and control this entire series.
Yeah.
And he's very, very close to closing it out, man. One game away.
He could.
From winning a spot in Code S, but MarineKing is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, you can't count MarineKing out yet at all. I mean, we've
never
been
count
talking
him out,
a lot about GanZi, but the reason we've been talking so much about Slayers GanZi is that it's so surprising that MarineKing hasn't performed better. I mean, I've said it before on different casts where MarineKing has kind of been scraping through all of his matches. He's like been barely beating this person, barely beating this person. I'm honestly, as much as I like MarineKing, I'm a bit surprised that he got to the finals. I honestly am.
I am as well.
So, in that light,
well, and the thing is, he's actually picked that game up. I feel like this series he hasn't been as sloppy as he has been in the last few series.
He's playing better today than we've seen him play yet. And that SCV is hiding in the bushes. Why isn't he hiding in its own base? It's just lazy SCV mole trap.
I don't know, man. Maybe he wanted to see if a Reaper was going to hop up that spot or something like that, but there's in fact a Hellion moving across the map for MarineKing instead.
He's like, I don't want to be the SCV that goes to the enemy base and build bunkers. Don't make me do that.
So MarineKing this time going for the Hellion, and GanZi going for early bio.
And those Marines are on move command. Not anymore. But this early attack might do some damage. Look at how much GanZI is switching things up to a small Marine Marauder attack now. And there's not a lot that MarineKing can do to save this reactor.
There is absolutely jack he can do right now. The bunker going up as well. He's really going to try and contain him again.
Man.
And the Hellion comes out. Bunker canceled. Nicely done by MarineKing.
And look at this, more forces for GanZI. Oh, big Hellion hit, roasting 3 Marines there.
Oh, I don't know why he didn't pursue there. There's like 3 Marines that would have died to 1 more Hellion hit.
Yeah, GanZI does need to pull back, and MarineKing knows it. But at the same time, I mean,
maybe 2.
This is just such a crazy series. I don't know. One lesson to take from this is that it is really dangerous to build add-ons on your barracks at your choke there on that top position on this map. Yeah. We've seen players lose their add-ons before like this. In Lenok versus Maka, the same thing happened. When Maka spawned at the top position.
Well, I mean, we did see GanZI go for a 2 barracks with one of them having a reactor, kind of a rush there.
Yeah.
So not much. While he was teching, there was not much MarineKing could do to stop that add-on from going down as well.
Yeah, I mean, GanZI is really just showcasing for us just all his styles. I mean, this guy just has so many openings. He's so good at basically everything. It's really tough. Tough for anyone to beat right now.
Nice. GanZI moving in for a little bit of an attack, but MarineKing with the medevac and a little bit better positioning. Well, like I said, about even positioning, but it's just too many forces.
Oh, GanZI may have gotten a little bit too aggressive this game.
Yeah, again, he had a lot of injured Marines. That Hellion doing so much damage to his Marine count. Oh, nice.
He does get that Hellion, but MarineKing's going to chase him all the way back to his base. MarineKing is also getting siege mode much earlier as well. And that's kind of a scary bioforce. MarineKing needs to be pretty careful here. Here he goes.
Oh, no.
And now MarineKing is in a lot of trouble. Oh, but that medevac is certainly helping quite a bit at least. Making things a lot more even than you would think they normally would be.
But eventually the medevac cannot hold things off quite well enough by itself. He loses the Banshee very early on in that battle due to lack of control, and that was actually huge. If he'd done a little bit better with that Banshee, could have really taken that fight, but instead MarineKing forced to fall back.
You know, I feel like we've gotten to like the last round of a boxing match where the players are both just like dazed and just swinging at each other, trading punches.
MarineKing's got like blood in his eye, and
that's right.
Doesn't even care.
His face is all swollen. It's looking like July Zerg now. Man, it's like really dangerous. It's dangerous to go that long in a fight. This guy's can get hurt, man.
That sounds like a movie quote that I don't know. Is that the case?
No, if we make a movie together, though, you can use it.
All right, sweet.
We'll make a movie.
MarineKing is now pushing in with siege mode, and that is actually going to be huge because I don't know if GanZI has much to deal with sieged tanks. He's gone all bio this game. He's gotten a couple medevacs out. He's getting a Viking.
Yeah, I mean, he has some early initial success, but he could go for a kind of a large drop, too. This could do some damage. We could actually be in for a little bit more of a base race situation.
Yeah, he's going to lose that barracks, but he's not doing anything. He actually he brings his forces back, actually.
Oh, he did? Ooh.
That actually, you got to be decisive.
Yeah, and with Cloak finishing pretty soon, if MarineKing keeps these Banshees alive, which he needs to do. Oh boy.
Wow, nice control with that Viking. Trying to get as many hits on those medevacs as he can.
It looks like here we go. SCV's off the line. GanZI needs to make this attack work to win the game.
GanZI desperately trying to hold things off. He's sending everything in here. Killing off tons of stuff. The SCV is really making a nice little block there. GanZI, having waited for Stim, I think, is barely going to push this back. But here's the thing. GanZI lost all but a dozen SCVs in that battle. MarineKing is sitting on top of 34 of those suckers.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good. MarineKing, he's like that old guy in the Monty Python movie. He's like, I'm not quite dead yet. Certainly not. That mule is going for a walk. Mule's going for a walk, man.
But, yeah.
I don't know where that mule's going. What is that? Huh? I'm so confused.
By what?
I don't know, one of GanZI's mules just rebelled and moved across the map to the Zelnaga Tower.
Well, couldn't get back to the minerals in time, maybe.
Yes, no.
And GanZI is going to go in for a little bit of a drop. After all, this is a little bit...
I don't think this is going to do a whole lot.
This is a little bit desperate, actually, as basically he's like, all right, I got to do something. but he's just going to lose all of that, I believe. And the medevac getting low on health. Looks like it might escape for the moment, but... Oh no, look at this.
Banshees. Yeah, I mean, once Cloak finished, MarineKing can start doing some serious damage. GanZI already so low on SCVs. I think we might just see a GG here pretty soon.
He's actually not even building that turret. He stopped throwing SCVs on it, but he loses every single SCV. GG. Coming from GanZI.
Wow.
MarineKing.
MarineKing's still in it,
fighting his way back into it.
He's still in it. GanZI went for a pretty risky opening. You can see the relief on MarineKing's face. Doesn't want to lose in the finals. He wants to come in first place in some GSL event.
Yep. And there's GanZI. He's still up a game, though. He's still in really good position. And a little bit of a role reversal there. In that game, we had GanZI going for mass bio, and we actually had MarineKing sieging up on his base with the early siege mode instead.
It was
so very interesting.
Choice. It was an interesting choice by Slayers GanZI because of just how badly it had gone, initially too.
Yeah.
I think GanZI definitely wasn't expecting him to go mech right away, to go ahead and go for that marine tank mix right away. If he had gone the openings he'd been going the earlier games, that 2 barracks opening would have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely.
So kind of a gamble by Slayers GanZI. Didn't quite work out, and MarineKing's back in it suddenly.
Yeah, and MarineKing, of course, going for that early Hellion really helped as well. Really helped. He lost his reactor, but then that Hellion was able to do so much damage to the stacked Marines of GanZI that the Hellion was basically able to make him single-handedly help him force that back and force an advantage and force GanZI all the way back into his base, which is, of course, when he was able to siege up there. And so very nicely done by MarineKing using those Hellions. Using the Banshee follow-up as well. Again, GanZI just wasn't prepared for the Banshee because he'd gone for such heavy bio. He didn't have any tech. He couldn't get that Viking out early enough.
Yeah, well, we are going to go on to Game 6 now because of that, and Game 6 is going to be on Terminus Re, and that's going to be a really interesting map for these guys because it's going to force MarineKing to macro up. Well, I suppose one of them could cheese, obviously, but most likely it's going to turn into a little bit longer game. And I feel like that favors GanZI to a certain extent right now. It's, again, not one of those maps that you can really get the nice big surrounds with bio on. Yeah. There's some open spots in the middle, but in part I think it's a better map for mech. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Suddenly a hard sentence.
Yeah, definitely. Now, it is a very large map, though, so mobility can be a good thing on this map. We're going to find out, though, GanZI is one game away from clinching Code S status, winning Code A. MarineKing really has to win this match. We're going to find out in mere moments who is going to take Game 6, if GanZI is going to win it and walk over and claim that medallion, hold it in the air triumphantly, or if MarineKing is still going to be in this match. We're going to find out here in just a minute on Terminus Re.
Let's get into the game. We're going to jump into the game.